everybody, it's Rico, and in this video I'm going to talk about Dubai and whether or not I should move here or not, because I've been spending quite some time here already for the past few days, and I came to a temporary conclusion which is definitely going to be interesting. But first I'm going to drink my coffee here with the two most Cypriots in Dubai.
Cheers, Rico.
Cheers. Unfortunately no Fredo, but still.
No Fredo, but still doesn't work.
George and Andreas. It couldn't be more Cypriot than you two. How are you enjoying Dubai so far?
Bro, Dubai is amazing.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
Very nice.
Yeah. What's impressive for me about Dubai, every time I come here, every 1-2 years, they build something new. Something new comes up. They build all the time, they can't stop building, man. It's amazing here. Finally, my spot. I've been waiting this for 30 minutes.
You will enjoy it so much.
Yeah, man. Every last drop.
So yeah, that's about it. I'm doing some more work here now, and then I'm going to start the day because it's gonna be a busy, interesting day ahead. So I'm in the Ritz-Carlton right now, and the first thing on today's to-do list is to play a game of Padel. Elias and me got challenged by two guys, and obviously we are accepting the challenge. So we are looking for the courts now, and then we are ready to play. Do you know where the courts are?
We need an entry permit for the courts. We're in the Ritz-Carlton.
All right. What's up?
They follow each other. What's up, man?
How are you? All right, so paddle game next to the beach. That's the vibe, and yeah, obviously let's win, eh? 1, 2, 3 instead of like. So this round we are betting 20 burpees. Get it.
Bro, we're gonna film you as well when you lose. Let's go, guys.
All right. It's fun though. From time to time I like to play paddle, even though I'm not really a paddle person, but it's a social game, and that's why I said yes.
Hold on, is that Rico? Rico, is that you?
All because of Elias. He drank too much matcha.
The man is not slacking off doing the fists. All right, good man.
Say it again, Renat. Say it again. What did you say?
It's all because Rico drinks so much matcha that he has so much energy from his coconut milk. They are doing the burpees. So, props, bro.
You know what's a funny thing? If almonds can be milk, Elias can become anything. All right, to finish the game off, I'm gonna do some pull-ups.
Nice.
No!
Easy muscle-ups. Perfect, that's about it for paddling. Let's see what we do next. Honestly, I would go kaput with this traffic. I mean, look over there. This hurricane is standing in traffic for like 5 minutes now. Amazing car, 100%. But look, he's gonna stand there now, wait until all those cars pass by. I'm even faster than him. So yeah, driving in Dubai is definitely a big disadvantage, especially during rush hour. So I don't really see a point in getting a car here. Woo! Sounds nice, but driving a taxi just makes more sense. It's crazy, the Lamborghini over there is like 200, maybe 300 meters behind us now because it's so busy. Yeah, we can still hear it, but it's also like he's not getting anywhere.
Man, so I'm living on the street and it's so annoying at 2 a.m. It's like, I was like, bro, I go to sleep at 10. Relax, like, you know.
Same.
To me, man, like I'm more of an efficiency guy. Like I like cars, but I like cars for leisure. So I think it's way easier to just do individual road trips once a month.
Yeah, that's the same for me. I'm in a position in life where I just have to be locked in at home and just work on my business. And after being here in Dubai, I spent most of my time outdoors. This is like the Dubai energy.
I think that's the dream come true, at least for me. Because like a lot of people, a lot of like younger folks, they're younger men specifically, you know, they're attracted by social status. That's always the women, the cars, the money. And it's like, cool, once you get it, life is empty. There's nothing to chase, right? And then I think like the kind of like higher level in that pyramid of needs becomes like deep, meaningful relationships, and like having like a committed relationship, like a wife, like lifelong friends, a kid. That's kind of like the next level of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Lovely location, lovely game, lovely notes right here, because this is my verdict about the decision of whether or not I should leave Cyprus and relocate here to Dubai. I took a good look at this city the past few days. I was almost in every area. I did a lot of things, and what I did is I noted down my top 10 most important things for making a decision as big as relocating to a new country, because for me there are a lot of things that are important for making such a big life decision basically. And the funny thing is, I did a very similar scoreboard back in school in Germany 6-7 years ago, when I still lived with my parents, and my big decision back then was whether or not I should leave Germany and move to Bali. So what I did is I noted down pros and cons, and I gave each point a score from 1 to 10. And then the two outcomes, yes, I should leave, or no, I should not leave, had two different points, and whichever decision or outcome had more points was the rationally better decision. Obviously, there are also emotional things that you should consider, such as friends that you have, family that you have, a business that is maybe local, and many other things. But the 10 points that I have today are: number 1, taxes, the total tax rate that I'm about to pay in each country, the quality of life and lifestyle, mental health and personal growth opportunities, networking options and the people that you meet, living costs, safety, transportation, climate and political situation, as well as future opportunity. So let's start with taxes as the first thing, because I'm the founder of Tax One and this is basically my topic. So it heavily depends on your individual situation. For me personally, with the profit that I'm expected to make in the tax calendar year 2026, it makes quite a difference. Why? Because in Dubai, the official headline corporate tax, which is the important tax rate for me personally because I run a business and I'm liable for corporate tax, is 9%. But for the tax calendar year 2026, which is right now, I'm going to be eligible for the small business relief ×2, because my business partner also has a free zone company here in Dubai. So effectively we have 1.5 million in profits that we can make under our 2 UAE companies, completely tax-free. And we do have a team here in Dubai that fulfill management and control. So yes, we are also eligible for the 0% corporate tax. Now, in addition to that, as I'm also an Emirates ID card holder, I also have the option to spend 90 days here in Dubai, not spend more than 6 months in Cyprus, so basically travel even more than I'm already doing, and or spend 6 months here in Dubai in 2026, and then I would technically also have a 0% personal income tax rate, but in my individual situation for now it is not relevant just because I'm receiving dividends, and dividends are tax-free in the UAE and in Cyprus. So for the tax calendar year in 2026, the only difference that I would have, so to say, would be the YESI, the NHS, that I would not need to pay as a tax resident here of the UAE, and that is 4,770 euros, because I'm going to enjoy the corporate tax here of the UAE most likely anyway. But from 2027, the difference between the Cyprus corporate tax and the UAE corporate tax will not be 15% anymore, but 6%, because most likely the small business relief in the UAE will not be there anymore. There are rumors that they may extend it for another 3 years, but there is no official confirmation for now, so that's about it. That gives Dubai a 10 out of 10, especially in this year, just because it is literally 0%. No corporate tax and no personal income tax and no dividend tax. But again, the 0% corporate tax can also be exploited if you have a local director here in the UAE and you have other substance factors that you can provide to the tax authorities so that the UAE company will not be taxed in Cyprus on the ground or wherever you are a tax resident. Now, Cyprus, there is 15% corporate tax regardless of how much you make, and 4,770 euros in dividend tax if you pay yourself 180,000 euros or more as a dividend, which is what I'm doing. So then there's also a personal income tax, which is progressive in Cyprus, goes up to 35%, but as I said earlier, I personally never trigger personal tax liability just because I'm below the personal income tax minimum threshold, which is something around 20,000 euros, and I just pay myself the minimum salary in Cyprus, which is 1,000 euros per month. That equals to 12,000 euros per year, which is lower than the threshold, meaning I do not have to pay personal income tax in Cyprus. Still, it is one of the best systems in Europe, and I don't want to be a spoiled German that used to pay 50% in my home country, saying that the 15% plus the YESI contribution is too much. No, that is why I also listed down 9 other variables or reasons that I also took into consideration. And Cyprus an 8 out of 10. But for the taxes, Dubai is clearly winning just because the taxes are lower. Next is quality of life. And here, Dubai, from me, gets a 9 out of 10. Because there are endless activities, services, events. You can basically order everything via the Careem app. They come to your home, they clean your laundry, they clean your room, and everything is rather cheap, so to say, because labor here in the UAE is imported from third world countries and they are cheap. This is not something that I support. I never use those services, and I honestly also feel always uncomfortable when there is an Indian or a Pakistani just doing cleaning after me or doing work where I know that he's getting extremely low salary, and so I personally would never exploit them. But this is something that a lot of people do, like a nanny, for example. That's a good way to use it, which I also would not do, but that is something to take into consideration. Next are the activities: polo games, skydiving, which I will do tomorrow, yachts that you can go, you see them in the background every 20 seconds. Walking around the marina is so much fun, and along the way you see so many cafes and restaurants where you just want to sit down, and many other things like the mall, for example, which is nearby, where you can just go to and spend a whole day not looking at the time, and you just do something at all the time. But obviously this leads to the fact that it is very expensive, and I'm checking my Revolut right now, and for this month I already spent 5,500 euros, and this does not include many expenses such as taxi, which I actually pay from my business bank account because it is a travel expense. And also my best friend Elias is here in Dubai with me right now, and also he is spending a lot, so we do kind of a he pays, me pays basis. Sometimes I pay 2 times, 3 times, sometimes he does. We don't really look at that. We never split the bill. So that means in realistic terms that I spend even more money than what you see here in my private Revolut right now. But now it's getting interesting because Cyprus also gets a 9 out of 10 in my eyes, just because it's two different worlds. And in Cyprus, you just have a different lifestyle. It is not better or worse. It is just different. And that is exactly how it should be. Because in Cyprus, you have the free island lifestyle. You have the Mediterranean vibes. You have, yes, fewer activities, not many expos, not a big conference where world-leading people from their industry come together and gather here. You probably won't see an A celebrity on a daily basis in Cyprus, but that is exactly what Cyprus is about. In Cyprus, you rather live your life than consume it. That is what I've realized. In Dubai, you are consuming life, whereas in Cyprus, you are living life. And that leads to the fact that both countries get a 9 out of 10 for me in quality of life and lifestyle. Next is mental health and personal growth. Here, in my eyes, for me and my individual situation, Cyprus is the clear winner with a 10 out of 10, just because I came to the conclusion after being in many countries over the last few years that I have a slow pace of life and I want to be grounded with my surroundings, with nature, and I want to be centered. I want to have a Zen energy, focused energy, and I don't want to be bombarded with stimulation from outside and distractions and going to this event and that party and this whatever there is. I mean, you definitely know what I'm talking about if you've been to a big city like Dubai, London, New York, Miami. It's just too much for a long period of time. And even though I like it, don't get me wrong, I also go out. I also have fun, of course. I'm not a monk, but I always feel uncomfortable if I do it for too long and I am out of my routine. I'm a very organized, systematic, German pragmatic person. Everything needs to be aligned. Morning this, midday this, evening this, and then I'm happy. I'm not happy if I just wake up into the day, wait until someone messages me to maybe go somewhere, maybe not. It's too uncertain. I want to have certainty. In Cyprus, I have certainty. I have my exact system for productivity and success, and I just see it more hard here. UAE is more based on your environment and constant stimulation, as I said, but that can be mentally noisy in my eyes. It's even energy draining, if I'm honest. Like for me, I don't get energy from networking events and all that. It's rather taking my energy. I get energy when I'm at home with my girlfriend, with my cute cats. I go to the gym, I'm back at home, reading a book in the morning, listening to a podcast, and taking a long walk. And that is what gives me personally energy. And that is something that I just realized now walking here. I wanted to listen to a podcast, but I just didn't have the same peace of mind that I have in Cyprus. When I go at the harbor in Paphos and listen to a podcast, I just feel so concentrated and I take the information from the podcast and apply it to my life. Here, I listen to the podcast, but I'm not listening to the podcast. You know what I mean? I'm like looking at people, trying to look for eye contact. Maybe I see Will Smith walking around. Maybe I see another influencer. Maybe I can go up. Like, it's just too much. Maybe there is a yacht. Maybe someone is waving from the yacht. No, man. Most of the times I just want to plug in my earphones, listen to a good business or personal development podcast. And that is what's going on in Paphos. Because, you know, the only thing you will see there is a grandma, maybe Andreas and Bambos, going for a swim, and not noise everywhere. Like, I don't really like it on a long-term basis. But I have to admit, for Dubai, the big pro is definitely the high-level gyms, spas, memberships, healthcare options, hospitals, and all that. And if you go to those places, then it's definitely amazing to do a blood test, maybe inject some vitamin, whatever you want to do. I'm not really into that, but I know that there are options where they come and they just do all kinds of top-tier health biohacking stuff, and that is definitely not the case in Cyprus. In Cyprus, you go to the taverna and eat some meze and eat good meat, which is my health hack. So again, Cyprus 10 out of 10 for me personally. If you are a person that just likes going out and being surrounded by people, if you're extroverted, if you are like my best friend, for example, then you need something like Dubai. If you are more like introverted, not even introverted, I wouldn't even consider myself introverted, but if you just enjoy spending time with yourself, then Cyprus is for you. So yeah, for me, Cyprus 10 out of 10 for mental health and personal growth. Dubai 8 out of 10. Then we have networking, and also here I have to admit that it is rather different for me than for most people, and that is because I came to the conclusion, now it's getting interesting, that yes, in Dubai there is a high concentration of wealth and status, but it's not as needed as I thought. What do I mean by that? The other day I was in the mall and I went outside and I suddenly see a Bugatti Chiron, a Lamborghini SVJ and a Lamborghini Urus in the same turquoise color standing there, and the owner was next to it. I was like, hey, cool man, what do you do? I'm an influencer, this and that. Turned out he's DMO, a friend. We have a mutual friend called Yanamais. And then I was like, yeah, amazing, let's exchange numbers and all that. He invited me to his place. But then at home I was like, okay, I have his number now, but realistically, what are we gonna end up doing? Maybe I'm going there, meet him, or new friend, amazing, all that. But isn't that also a distraction? Because for me, I have my business and I don't want, maybe he's telling me his amazing business idea or investment opportunity and all that, and it might work, yes, but it's taking energy, resources, probably money, mental space out of my already existing productive routine and business plan that I'm working on for 6 years. I'm a YouTuber. I help people move to low tax jurisdictions and invest their money into Cyprus real estate. How does DMO help me with that? I don't know. I really don't know. And DMO was just one example. It's about everyone here. Let's say I just meet a celebrity or this and that. Yes, it's cool, but don't you think that it's a transactional relationship? Don't you think many people come up to him and talk to him? I'm just 1 out of 10 probably that came up to him that day and talked to him. I would rather have relationships that are rooted in the ground where I know. Like my best friend, for example, I know him for 15 years. We literally were kids together. And building a business with him now is just built on so much more trust and foundation than a Bugatti owner or a Lamborghini owner or a Ferrari owner, it doesn't matter. So yes, networking is amazing in Dubai, don't get me wrong. But it's even better to just know what you're doing without other people trying to ask for help, being needy, hey, please help me, I want to make money too. Rather sit at home and build your own business, make yourself worth, and try to be so interesting that people come up to you and not you asking desperately for help or business advice or whatever it is. And it's not even that it is just transactional, it is even annoying and disappointing sometimes. I was the other day in a restaurant, a guy came up to me, we had a great conversation, he told me how well connected he is, name dropping this and that, this rapper and that celebrity and that actor are my friends and I always host them and this, and I'm like, oh cool, okay. I was just like listening, I couldn't even say a word. And then the next day he was spamming me, trying to make me book a table, a VIP table at a club where I should open bottles for 10K. And I was like, bro, I thought you're friends with Drake and now suddenly you need me to go to that restaurant and spend money. Like, it didn't make sense, it was annoying to me. And it's just happening so much in Cyprus. When I go out and I talk to someone, they don't have to prove themselves, they are just chilling. Many of the people that are in Cyprus, like my clients that are extremely successful, they don't come to me with bullshit like that, just like energy draining, as I said. In Cyprus, I also have to say that I'm a little bit biased because I already have my existing base and my trusted network there, so I know who to trust and who not. I also regularly host entrepreneurs meetups where my community comes together, 80, 90, 100 people in venues that I choose, and where I enable networking on a different level and where successful people already come together. And I kind of already have a name in Cyprus, so even though the cake, so to say, Cyprus is much smaller, I would say that I have a bigger portion than I would have here in Dubai. In Dubai, I'm literally anonymous. I'm standing here, making a video, people walk past, they don't even see me. I'm literally invincible here. In Cyprus, I walk around and people greet me and they say, hi, how are you? And it just feels family-like, and I really love that. And it's just less noise and fewer distractions, as I said, which is great for people that want to build something. If you want to network yourself to success, then it's Dubai. And this is mostly for people that don't really have a skill, so to say. They just want to sneak their way to the top. Whereas I'm more like the type of guy that builds his way to success. I mean, just look at my YouTube channel. You can't argue that I'm not putting in the work, being in Dubai, doing videos, going to events, meeting potential clients, meeting existing clients, developers, lawyers, accountants. Like, I put in the work, you know. I don't need a Bugatti owner to buy me a car or whatever. Is the recording great? So that leads to the fact that for networking, Cyprus is the winner, with one more point, and that is 8 points for Cyprus and 7 points for Dubai, because just because you're surrounded by winners, it doesn't make you a winner. And this heavily depends on your life situation, where you are, and if you deserve to be around winners or not yet. Next, living costs. Cyprus, 9 out of 10. I was even about to put 10 out of 10 in there, but then I realized that it is getting a little bit more expensive, but this is due to the inflation. This is due to the fact that everything gets more expensive in this world, and if we still compare it to other Central European countries, Cyprus is really affordable. And one big point is rent. I pay just about 1,100 euros for my penthouse apartment. Market value is much higher, but here in Dubai you have to spend 3k per month to get a similar quality apartment. You also just unconsciously overspend for everything. Every day I'm getting at least 2 taxis from the hotel to somewhere and back, sometimes more times. I spend money on coffee every day, 20 euros probably, money on food. Even though I have an all-exclusive booking in my hotel, I don't really use it, just because Leah is always daring me to go out for food. He loves steaks too much. So yeah, you definitely need discipline here, especially if you're single and you want to go out, meet girls. They know, or they think to know their worth, let's say it like that. Then this leads to the fact that the fixed costs are just much higher here in Dubai than in Cyprus, and this can go as high as double the costs. I showed you what I spent this month already, and usually in Cyprus I pay for 2 people 3.5k, something like that, which makes it much more easier to save a little bit of money that you can then maybe invest at the end of the month, which is cooler than wasting it on 500 euro dinners, which I did here in Dubai. So Cyprus for living costs, 9 out of 10, Dubai 7 out of 10. Next, very interesting, safety. Dubai, 10 out of 10, no questions asked, extremely low crime. There is a strong enforcement of the law, rules and policies, and everybody respects that, which leads to the fact that you have an extremely high personal security every day and even night. If I'm here at night wearing an expensive watch, it's just a Cartier Santos, but still no one will steal it and definitely not hurt me. Cyprus is generally very safe, especially compared to most European countries, but recently there were some minor issues, which is very sad. There was something in Paphos, something in Larnaca, something in Limassol as well a few months ago, and I'm just like, guys, just chill, please. It's the best for everyone if we just chill. Like, let's just not stab each other. What about that? So Dubai is a 10 out of 10 and Cyprus still, in my eyes, a 9 out of 10. Let's just keep it a safe and beautiful hidden gem as it is. Next, transportation. Dubai, I was hesitating between a 7 and an 8, and then I decided for a 7.5, just because the traffic is too heavy. Sometimes it even gets an 1 from me, because during rush hours, you just can't move. You spend so much money in the taxi and you just look at the counter and it's just going up. 1 euro, 1 euro, 1 euro, and you're just like getting late everywhere. So yeah, make sure. Nice Lambo. So yeah, make sure to arrive at your location earlier so that you're not late. Cyprus, 9 out of 10, minimal traffic compared to Dubai. I love that there are amazing mountain roads. I'm just so excited to drive with my McLaren again in the mountains and then down to the sea next to the Aphrodite rocks. Beautiful, beautiful roads, especially during sunset. Also, something that is worth mentioning for every car and bike lover, Dubai is very strict on what you can do and not do with your car. For example, in Cyprus, I don't even have a license plate in the front. I'm just driving. My windows are very tinted now. It's very black. I have downpipes. I have a titanium exhaust. My car is very loud, very aggressive. And I'm not sure how it would be here in Dubai. In general, I wouldn't really enjoy buying a supercar here just because of the traffic. I'm renting a Porsche tomorrow. That's going to be nice when we are going to skydiving. But yeah, maybe I'll do another video updating you on that. Climate, Cyprus, 9 out of 10. I love the fact that it's so balanced. We have an amazing air quality in Cyprus and the best and cleanest seawater from the whole European Union. Cyprus water, the Mediterranean Sea, is the best. Yes, it is hot in July and August, and yes, it is rather cold in January and February, but then we can just travel. That's what I'm doing. That's why, one of the reasons why I'm in Dubai, because it's nice here. Look at my tank top now. In July and August, I'm going to Poland, maybe, let's see. There's also now the praying sound in the background, which is also something worth mentioning, that the culture and religion is obviously different to what most Europeans are used to. It's an Arab country. We are not Christian Orthodox like in Cyprus, which is, worth mentioning. Let's say it like that. But Dubai's climate is extremely hot most of the time during the year. Also, the air and sea quality, especially in summer, is weaker and not so good. It is very smoggy sometimes. When I look into the distance, sometimes I can't even see the Burj Khalifa. And in Cyprus, I feel amazing. My nose is never stuck in Cyprus and I can sleep so well. I love swimming in the sea. So Cyprus gets a 9, but obviously Dubai is still nicer than cold Germany, cold UK. There is still a sea here, and there are also nice seas like at the Palm Jumeirah, for example, where they just imported sand and it's still crystal clear blue and white sand and all that. So Dubai still gets an 8 out of 10, but just because Cyprus is real nature, we have waterfalls, we have the mountains and all that, and even snow during winter. Like right now, my friend sent me videos that they are snowboarding in Cyprus. So cool. And because of that, Cyprus gets a 9 and Dubai gets an 8. 9, political situation. I would consider Dubai as an 8 out of 10 in my eyes, because we are living in a monarchy. There is a ruling royal family that decides everything, so to say, and those rules can change quickly. Yes, right now the monarch of the UAE, or the monarchs of the UAE, are very visionary and very positive minded, but it just needs one not so positive monarch and everything can change, because the political framework was, is and will be that one person decides whatever he wants or doesn't want in that country. And that leads to the fact that you have less personal influence and not so much visibility here from a political standpoint. And in Cyprus we have the EU, which has pros but also cons, and you can make your own mind up to that. This is not a political video, I'm just saying that you have EU stability, so to say. Both countries get an 8 out of 10. And then we have the last point, which is future opportunity, and this is definitely the hardest one, just because both countries in my eyes have a very good future, but it's on another level. Cyprus has a slower growth. Cyprus has less downside risk. Everything just goes much more relaxed, and we have a healthy supply and demand ratio. People actually relocate to Cyprus because they want to raise a family there, they want to stay there, and they will not leave the country when there is a financial hard time, for example. In Dubai, on the other hand, there are a lot of people here that can barely afford a life here. 90% of the people in the UAE actually are not rich. And so that leads to the fact that yes, there is high upside if everything goes well and there is no pandemic as in the last few years or a real estate crash. But once it crashes hard, because all the towers you see in the background during COVID, they were mostly empty. And this leads to the fact that the owners of those properties suddenly have an investment where a lot of capital is locked that doesn't pay off, where rental yields become non-existing. And I just don't see this in Cyprus, one, because of the fact that construction takes so much longer. So until the next property and property units will be available, there are so many more people that already relocated to Cyprus and that want to rent the property. And two, because everything just grows much more healthily. Everything just grows linearly, nothing exponentially like here in the UAE. But we have to admit that right now, the UAE is the place to be, especially Dubai is a global capital magnet. If you buy an off-plan property, it's definitely not gonna lose money. But I'm just saying, if there is a black swan event, then this is going to be a domino effect and people will lose money. But you never know when the bubble bursts, so I still have to be rational and not personally biased and still give Dubai a 9 out of 10 and Cyprus an 8 out of 10, because Dubai is just much more visionary. When I walk around and I see people on construction sites, I'm literally jealous. 20 people on each floor building and constructing and developing the country. In Cyprus, you have just, people working whenever they want. Drinking coffee on the construction site, talking to their co-workers, and this leads to delays, which is a little bit dissatisfying, a little bit sad actually, but that is why I'm here, to improve Cyprus service and product quality and make sure that each and every person that relocates to Cyprus gets the best possible service at a one-stop shop. If you work with Tax One, we help you set up your company, bank accounts, personal tax residency, and if you want to invest into Cyprus, we make sure that everything works on time, that everything gets delivered on time with German quality, German Slavic quality even. But that's another topic for future videos. If you're interested in those videos, make sure to subscribe. So, final score we have Dubai, 83.5 out of 100. Why out of 100? Because all the 10 things that I just mentioned can have a maximum of 10 points. That leads to the maximum points you can have is 100. And Dubai got 83.5. And now, Trommelwirbel bitte, we say in Germany, Cyprus, 87. So 4 more points for me personally in my current situation to stay in Cyprus and basically not move to Dubai, not shift my personal tax residency here, not buy an apartment or rent an apartment here. So interesting summary, isn't it? And I think it just makes sense if you think about it. I'm the Cyprus guy and I will not be the Dubai guy, and I just enjoy playing a major role in Cyprus and continue doing so and growing more for that in the future and doing many amazing things in Cyprus and just having my community there. But I will obviously leave the possibility and option open to maybe relocate in the future to Dubai, to another country. I honestly don't know yet. I made my decision now. What an amazing view, isn't it? I'm currently close to the Dubai Marina, sitting here with business partner Elias. And we are about to attend a business networking event, 2 floors downstairs. However, we are a little bit early, so we are just answering some emails, doing some calls, and then we are excited to go down, meet some new people. And after that, we see what the night brings. It is Wednesday. Winter in Dubai, not really that much going on, so we might just go for a walk. But we are open-minded. That's what life is all about. All the good things that happened in my life happened because I was open-minded, not closed-minded, not saying no right from the beginning. Just being ready for the uncertainty and embracing it. That's how you enjoy life much more as well. And right now I'm actually a little bit behind of some work. Today I did answer some emails, 40-50 from the past few days, just because I was so busy with all the expos, events, people to meet, things to see. And Dubai has this energy where it's really hard to enter focus mode with like Zen energy, which I have in Cyprus so much. So I'm not really that mad at myself, because I know as soon as I'm back in Cyprus I will enter monk mode again. That's a good term. And while here in Dubai, let's just be a little bit more social and creative as well. I came up with quite some ideas the past few days just because my brain was working differently to what I'm used to. So yeah, just a different wavelength here. We are now at the 44th floor and the event started. Hello. Nonia restaurant. Looks fancy. Hey, how are you? We are on the guest list. Ricardo and Elias.
Herman?
Yes.
Beautiful. Alright, so you can redeem 3 drinks at the bar.
Nice.
It's just here.
Thank
Enjoy
you
your
very much.
evening.
Thank you very much. So I'm here with Gyro right now, a Belgian guy that moved to Dubai 3 months ago. Maybe introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Gyro, 28 years old. I come from Belgium. I just met this guy here, and yeah, I'm doing real estate in Dubai. It's a very tough competition, very tough market, but there's a lot of opportunities, and I'm very glad to be here.
Cool. What I would be interested in is your story in how you ended up in Dubai, because I mean there are so many options where you could go to. Why Dubai, and how are the first 3 months that you are here now?
Yes, so basically how I ended up here. I went to Thailand for a month and a half. I came back to Belgium and I felt like, okay, this is not it. Like, I wanted more in life. I wanted to experience the world. I wanted to surround myself with people who are better than me, and Dubai is the place to be. I was hesitating though between Spain, Cyprus or Dubai. And for me, Dubai was the obvious choice, yes.
You are in real estate right now. Maybe talk a little bit about the real estate market in Dubai here for the past few weeks or months that you've been working in. You said it's competitive, but how competitive actually is it? How much possibilities are there? What can people that invest in Dubai expect? And just like your general point of view.
Sure. So basically, the market is very competitive because there are a lot of agents. There are a lot of real estate agents here in Dubai, which makes it hard. There are also a lot of developments coming on every day, and it's really hard to pick the right developments or the right investments for my clients, let's say. So that makes it very hard because there's so much opportunities. It makes it also very hard to select the right ones.
If you have a client, let's say like me, I currently have 250,000 euros that I'm looking into investing, maybe 300,000 euros. What would you advise me to buy? Where? And what do you think is the future potential of my investment?
The first thing you have to ask yourself is, why are you buying? Is it you buy for yourself to live in, you want to move your family here, you want to live in Dubai, or is it more as an investment long term? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. Who are you? Are you an investor or are you an end user? From there, obviously, let's say you're an investor, you want to invest in Dubai, you have different options you can go to. At this point, I would say like the Dubai Islands are very interesting to invest in.
Here, right?
Yes, no, it's far further down downtown. Let's say it like that.
Oh, we can see them from
But then also, like as an investment, I would say Dubai South or Expo City is very interesting. Why? Because the new airport is coming there.
True.
And a lot of people need houses. Everyone needs a house to live in. So that's the place to go to if you want to invest in it. Yeah.
And if you have one final thing to say to people that are either interested in relocating to Dubai or investing in Dubai or starting a career here like you and working in the real estate market, what would be your number one advice that you wish someone would have told you before you came here?
I know it was very competitive. Dubai is full of opportunities, but it's also a very competitive market. Everyone is going all in. Everyone is working hard. So before coming to Dubai, make sure that your mindset is okay. If not, make sure that you're committed and you're committed to develop a mindset, to grow personal. It's very important to grow as a person, and it doesn't stop whenever what age you are. Everyone has the possibility to make it in life, and it's about how you proceed and how you look towards it. You have to really push hard, work hard, and keep growing as a person. And be authentic. You have to be yourself. You have to treat your clients as your friends, and then everything will be okay.
Yeah, being open-minded is also very important. That's what I said earlier because I came to the event. But yeah, people are getting loud now, so I think we will finish this interview off. Nice to meet you. Thanks for your time, and let's have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you.
So this was my video about whether or not I should relocate to Dubai. I'm very curious about your opinion, so definitely make sure to leave a comment. I would really appreciate it. And if you subscribe to the channel, then I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. That was nice.